Alright boys, GCMA coming to you this week after a week layoff for UFC Paris, Borralho versus Imavov. The Contender Series has been coming through during the time off. Like, there's been some pretty good and exciting prospects that have come out of the first couple weeks of that show, so that's been holding us over. But boys, we're just excited for the UFC to be back, let's be honest.
Yep, boys, and we're going to have some live reactions for this card too. We're going to be able to watch this one together in person, so look forward to that. The first fight, we've got Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. I'm going Andreas Gustafsson. Rinat Fakhretdinov is fucked. Like, I don't know how he got gifted that decision over Carlos Leal, and now we see how bad Carlos Leal really is. Like, and Rinat Fakhretdinov is barely winning a decision over that guy.
Yeah, it's like, boys, one of the things we've come to the conclusion with you know, playing the UFC, we have seriously got to start weighing the level of the opponents that these guys that are heavy favorites are. And honestly, there might need to be a minimum amount of fights that they've had in the UFC before we can bet them. Because we saw Carlos Leal get robbed by Rinat Fakhretdinov and knock out Alex Morono. We laid minus 500 on his ass and he got knocked out in 30 seconds. Guys.
Of course, boys.
The odds these days are just not justified. And so with Andreas Gustafsson, it makes me slightly tempted to not bet on him. But what I've seen in Rinat Fakhretdinov's fights is worse than what I've seen already from Andreas Gustafsson. Both fights I've seen him in the Contender Series and the UFC kind of had the same game plan. He was just going to get your ass into the clinch and just start beating the fuck out of you. And I think someone like Fakhretdinov, who's like, he's not a huge submission threat. He's not really likely going to knock you out on the feet. So if Andreas Gustafsson can walk through a couple of his punches and just grab him, I think he could beat the fuck out of this guy, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Like you said, Andreas Gustafsson is going to push him up against the fence, and I think he's just going to unload on his ass and eventually probably knocking out Rinat Fakhretdinov in the later rounds because his gas tank is not the best either. Fucker looks like a mouse, dude.
I was just sitting here thinking, like, what the hell does that guy look like when he's wearing, like, especially that one hat?
Yeah, I was gonna get on. Yeah, I was literally about to say that, but that's stupid. That. But moving on, boys, we got Brad Tavares versus Robert Brizek.
I'm gonna go Brad Tavares here, to be honest, boys. Robert Brizek, we bet him his last fight, his first fight in the UFC, minus 350. And he got unanimously beat by fucking Ihor Potieria. That guy's like, what, only win in the UFC besides Shogun Hua at like 42 years old. It's like, guys, Robert Brizek seriously sucks. And I think Brad Tavares is still having a close fight with like the Iron Turtle. And he's like, and Gerald Mearshart, like he's like still fighting decent competition guys, and I think Brizek still has to be proven that he's even at that level of opponent, boys. So I don't know who's the underdog and who's the favorite.
Brad Tavares is minus 250. I'm not laying him at that price, but he should definitely win this fight. I expected him
to be an underdog, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not laying that with Brad Tavares.
Yeah,
bro.
no shot, because Brad Tavares has fought way better competition than this guy, and that's why I think he's going to win this fight. But
he's also on the tail end of his career,
and he's also Brad Tavares at the same time. Like, we've been on him for a long time on this channel, but we're picking him to win this fight. I am not betting on him though.
Next fight.
Moving on, we have Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. I'm going Sam Patterson.
Yeah. Boys, we gotta go Sam Patterson here, but this is one of those ones where I don't want to get too confident in him yet and like give him out as like a lock or like would I put everything I had on him. No. Like, I do expect him to win this fight because knocking out Danny Barlow shows he's got good striking and he's submitted the Johan Lane. Think about it.
And
Johan Lanes, Kiefer Crosby, and Danny Barlow, who already was kind of had a close fight with like Josh Quinlan or whatever. Or maybe that wasn't the close fight he had, but regardless,
Josh Quinlan sucked.
Regardless, bro, he's beat those guys. Not to say that I'm scared of Trey Waters from winning this fight, but we realistically don't know if he's a tough guy who can take that. Like, I expect Sam Patterson to win, but he is not, like, his biggest shock win was Danny Barlow, and it's like I would expect Trey Waters to probably have a decent fight against that guy because he did go to war with Goff.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight.
Yeah, but I mean, Goff's turned out to suck.
Yeah. So it's
But,
like
yeah, it's tough, but
yeah.
I mean, you got to go Sam Patterson. He's got finish momentum on his side,
Yeah.
and I don't think we can fade him again.
Sam Patterson definitely impressed me with his knockout over Danny Barlow. So I think he should be able to get this done on the feet. And even if it goes to the ground, I like his submission ability there. So I'm going Sam Patterson.
And he's under minus 170, so I mean, it's pretty good value.
All right, we got Cal Fernandez versus Harry Hardwick.
I can't even pick this fight. Bro.
Yeah, this was gonna be a
Who the
lot.
hell is Harry Hardwick? Percy Jackson and that Harry Hardwick.
Harry Houdini Hardwick went to technical decision with Javier Garcia in this shitty promotion. Knocked out a Kenway.
But dude, I can't lay Caio Fernandez. Ferezio was going to be the lock here.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with this guy just because he beat us when we faded him against Garam Kutamante.
That was so stupid.
So do not bet and cannot pick.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck
a new
that
class
fight.
we've got to have for some of these because I don't even want to pick either
Yeah,
of those fucking
we
guys.
can't even sit here and act like we know who the hell Harry Hardwick is, so we might as well just move on. All right.
Great research, eh?
We got, dude, like that fight got canceled, dude. We got Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delija.
Wait, that guy looks like the heavyweight Cody Brundage. Or some shit, bro. And maybe it just.
This guy looks like the Sandman, dude, of fucking Spider-Man.
Nobody was meant to get hurt.
Let's see. This guy knocked out Yorgan D. Castro.
That does not mean shit, bro.
And then he got knocked out by
Marcin.
Valentin Moldovsky.
Give me Marcin.
I might lay him, bro. Like, he's minus 105.
He's on a bit of a win streak, isn't he?
Yeah, he got a robbery decision over Mick Parkin.
And then he beat the fuck
At
out of
Jonathan
Jonathan
Deniz.
Let's be honest, boys.
I'm going Marcin Tybura here. Moving on, we got Umar C versus Brenson Ribeiro.
Do not bet and cannot pick.
Yeah.
Umar Sy is losing at minus 700 against fucking
Alonzo Minifield. He went
atomic.
rogue.
Alonzo.
He went so rogue when we laid him, dude.
Bro. But you cannot. Oh my god.
He got knocked out by. I forgot about that, bro. He got knocked out by Azamat Mirzakhanov a couple months ago.
Bad. Yeah, but it's like, okay, he submitted the Nurgoze. It's like, okay, that guy is the biggest fraud Kazakhstan was. We didn't. Look, we're going to
Kazakhstan is a little suspect right now, bro.
We've got to just approach this because, boys, listen. We didn't get to do the live reactions to the Chinese card. We did watch all of it, but it was just like, boys, we were drinking from, 12 till the start of the card, and then we were drinking C4, so we're off like a shit ton of caffeine, and we're drunk as shit. It's just like, boys, we realistically were not going to want to put together a video to put out for you guys.
We're not ever been able to be on YouTube.
Because the thing is, guys, like, obviously you see from some of the live reactions definitely some of our older ones. We are already a liability enough when we're off the drinks.
Yeah.
But we've got friends where if they're around, they're a liability to have videos taken. And we had I'll just cut that part out. We had our one boy up who was
the 2-unit max better.
He talks about politics every chance that he gets, and it's just like mid 5:30 a.m. we're getting rowdy, and our one friend's talking about well, the thing about, like, we cannot have that in the videos, boys. So we did miss the live reactions of that one, but we did want to get on to Gear Nergoze real quick. And he got submitted in the first round. Like,
we faded him too.
Yeah, this guy sucks.
We made it pretty good money on that card, dude. That was a good card for us. But moving on, we've got William Gomez versus Robert Ruchala.
Who is this guy?
Robert Ruchala.
Who is this guy?
From Poland, and he's making his debut. I'm taking William Gomez.
I was gonna say, what are the odds on that, bro?
Minus 230 for Gomez. Gomez at home.
Let's see how we're doing on the card, because I feel like that could be a make or break fight. I'm telling you who we're not betting on, and that's fucking Pitbull.
Yeah, Pitbull versus Lozine Keita.
I don't even care. Like, did he beat Dan Ige? Like, okay, it's okay. That's a decent win, but that doesn't mean that he's just bet city now. Oh my God, he got the decision over Dan Ige, dude. He's a lock against this guy.
Yeah,
we still don't know shit about this guy. If you're not finishing guys and you've only had a couple fights, it's kind of hard to be like, dude, this guy's gonna kick this guy's ass in the decision.
I think this is another do not pick. Do not.
There's
unfortunately,
boys. There's a couple of those matchups on this card. They're trying to put on for the person.
Yeah, that's the opener of the main card.
I wish that Morgan Charrier ran that against Nate Landwehr on this card, bro. Because when you think about it, Nate Landwehr was in Tennessee and got knocked out.
Yeah, that was sad to see. But moving on, we've got Axel Sola making his debut against Reese McKee.
Do not bet and cannot pick. I'm not taking Reese McKee.
Yeah, and I'm not betting on people like making their debut.
Like, we're sorry,
it's
boys.
Getting ridiculous. We keep getting wiped because of this reason. This is why we
this
can't
guy's
do
minus 300, bro. But Reese McKee sucks,
bro. We
laid off. We did not lay the fight with the guy who was fighting Weston Wilson, because that guy was minus 1,300 and only had a loss in the UFC. We're not laying.
You can't do it anymore, guys. We're getting wiped every time. Wiped.
Seriously, boys, on to the next fight.
Balaji Oki versus Mason Jones.
Do not bet. No, okay, I'm sorry. If we had 4 of those in a row, eventually people are in the comments are going to be saying something about that. We don't really know shit about this card, boys. Do not bet and cannot bet. Give me Mason Jones. He got his ass kicked by Jeremy Stevens and still, like, was running it. Like, Jeremy Stevens put a beating on his ass and he took it. I don't really see Balaji Aki. There you go. Dude, don't forget the BAM. Not, like,
I don't know.
You cannot pick this guy.
That fight that he had against Michael Aswell was a good ass fight.
It's not enough to bet you, bro.
But I'm saying, like,
Tim Kwamba and lost.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, dude.
I'm not gonna really bet. I'm just gonna pick Oki. I'm not betting this.
Yeah, do not bet, but pick for Oki. Like, he's from Belgium or some shit. He's got to continue to show some
He's a dog
success,
too. Maybe it depends on where we're at on the card.
Or where do we want to stay on the card?
Do we want to get wiped?
Are we betting him because we're up, but we want to risk going back down? Or are we betting him because we're down and we need to get back up?
You just put like 70 on him.
We'll see, boys. We will see.
Dude, but okay, moving on. Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. I've been fading Paul Craig every time, and I'm gonna continue to do it
Yeah,
today.
but thank God we didn't lay Bellato at minus whatever the hell because he lost due to disqualification.
No contest.
Like, really, bro?
Accidental illegal upkick.
Yeah, so give me, I don't consider Modestas Bukauskas to make those same kind of fight-ending mistakes.
Yeah, and
Like,
to be
fucking
more to be
hell.
that big of a pussy.
Yeah.
But moving on. Co-main event, Mauricio Ruffy versus Benoit Saint Denis.
Now, we do not want to gas this guy up too much
can't be
because
on that.
every time we do, they lose. But this guy is a max bet, boys. I mean, Marcio Ruffy has proved to be a good striker with like unorthodox kind of techniques, and BSD has basically gotten his ass kicked his last couple of fights. Besides Kyle Prepelic, who they literally brought in on 5 days notice,
some
and it
random
still
guy.
took you that long to finish him. I'm not buying into BSD any longer.
Yeah.
Give me Ruffy. Like, he's either gonna finish him or beat the shit out of him.
Exactly. This is how you have to look at this, in my opinion. Not even a year ago, Renat Moicano beat the living shit out of Benoit Saint Denis on the feet. Renat Moicano on the feet beat the shit out of BSD. So
Yeah, and then took him down, and then was
Ruffy. If Renat Moicano can do that to you, Ruffy is gonna fuck you up. So I'm definitely max betting Ruffy in this spot, and if he loses, that is gonna be seriously fucked.
I still cannot get off of Moicano for losing against fucking Benil Dariush.
That
guys.
was
like, we can't let that
gas.
slide every once in a while. We've got to get on his ass. Benil Dariush is easy money, my brother.
And then he's gassing and getting his ass kicked. Damn near running away in the fight.
Yeah. Come on. Anyways, on to the main event, boys. Imavov versus Borralho. What are your thoughts on this, bro? These are two guys who are on a fucking win streak. Two of the top guys, realistically, you know, in the UFC. The only thing that's shitty is you can really compare, who had the better fight against Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
But styles make fights, and those were like at different times. So there's different versions of Jared Cannonier anyways. I just think that if you are sharp enough to put Israel Adesanya out on the feet, like, knocking him out is still something in the UFC that not a lot of guys have done. And Imavov ran that in the second round. And it's just like, I think that his striking is gonna, because if Jared Cannonier was busting him up with the striking, the fact of the matter is Imavov is gonna be able to get him with the striking. Now, Borralho's had a year. He could be massively improved, and we're just overestimating that. But I do think that Imavov here is probably the right way to go. I mean, he's at home. He's got good grappling. He's got really good striking. And I'm a fan of Borralho, so I'll be happy if he wins this fight. Like, I'm not saying I'm fading him from a bet perspective. But just if I had to give a pick in this, I'm not taking Borralho in this spot.
Yeah, I honestly am gonna take Borralho because I think that that Nassourdine Imavov is a really good striker, but I don't see the gap in their striking being that big enough to completely sway my pick. I think if Caio Borralho goes in there, keeps it on the feet, but tries to mix it up, that he'll be able to throw a wrench in Imavov's rhythm in the fight. And I think if he can get a hold of Imavov, then he can actually win the fight there. Because if Imavov's worried about getting taken down, his striking isn't going to be as effective as it normally is.
The one thing I'll also say is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Borralho's like the only one of the fighting nerds who hasn't like ran a lot of like the emoting and shit. So I feel like if he were to crack Imavov and then do some little shit in the octagon, it would piss Imavov off, and he's coming over trying to take his head off and then gets knocked out. I could see that happen, and like I said, boys, I'd be happy if Borralho won. But if he starts like getting active, he needs to like point at him and laugh, or at least do something to spice it up. Because I do feel like that pisses the other person off, and then Imavov, and like he emoted, and then Imavov like stepped forward and caught and rocked him with the left hook right after that, bro. Like,
dude, that's
this
gonna be a
has
good fight. Like,
this fight is a really good main event.
I can't wait.
It's gonna suck if it's a disappointment, but I really don't see it being, boys.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, like, drop your picks in the comments. We're excited to be back recording the videos. The UFC's got some pretty good fights coming up that they just announced. RDR versus Hernandez. That's going to be fun. Obviously, Aspinall and Gon. We've got Poatan and fucking Ankalaev coming up.
He needs to get that damn belt back.
We're getting into the NFL. We're getting into the UFC. Good time of the year. Like, they're trying to end the year off strong, boys. So this is a great time of year to be a fan, and we're just, excited to be here and making some videos.
Yeah, boys, there's a lot of good things ahead, and just thank y'all for sticking with us, watching, and leaving the comments. And we'll see y'all boys in the next one.